A single leg of ham worth over $4,000? Not just any pig can make that happen, unless it's the Iberico pig, a jet-black breed hailed as the living luxury brand of the culinary world. But have you ever wondered how more than 1.2 million Iberico pigs are raised and processed each year? From eco-villas nestled in oak forests, these black pigs are free-range raised under a carefully controlled diet until they reach peak condition for harvest. The magic begins when they pass through the factory gates, where cutting-edge technology meets time-honored craftsmanship to create a true symphony of flavors, from richly seasoned chorizo sausages to the legendary Jamón Ibérico hams. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we uncover the secrets behind one of the world's most luxurious food industries and reveal why a single leg of Iberico ham can command such an astonishing price. All of that coming up in this video. The Iberico pig is a native breed of the Iberian Peninsula, a sun-drenched land stretching across Spain and Portugal. More than just livestock, these pigs are a culinary icon, deeply tied to the Dehesa oak forests and centuries-old tradition. Unlike industrial pigs, Iberico pork is renowned for its tenderness, rich marbling, deep flavor, and high content of heart-healthy oleic acid. This is thanks to a natural free-range lifestyle, a special acorn-based diet, and the meticulous care of experienced farmers. Over time, these robust black pigs have become four-legged money machines, playing a starring role in a luxury food industry worth over $3 billion annually. A single premium leg of Jamón Ibérico can sell for thousands of dollars, depending on the pig's purity, exclusive acorn diet, and years-long curing process. So if the culinary world had its own designer labels, would Jamón Ibérico be the Chanel, Gucci, or Hermes of food? It all begins in oak-filled pastures, where nature, humans, and time come together to raise the finest Iberico pigs, the very soul of this legendary delicacy. Here, the journey of an Iberico pig begins even before birth. The sow carries her piglets for about 4 months before giving birth to a healthy litter of 8 to 12 piglets. After birth, the piglets are exclusively nursed for the first 30 days, a crucial period that boosts their immune systems and helps them adjust to their surroundings. Once weaned, the piglets are separated from the mother and raised in groups of about 40 per pen. During this stage, they are fed a high-protein, energy-rich diet to ensure rapid and efficient weight gain. As their bodies begin to grow stronger, they are moved outdoors, where they start to get acquainted with nature. In these open areas, they continue to receive industrial feed, but also munch on any available vegetables, from banana stems and sweet potatoes to water spinach. True to the phrase, eating like a pig, they devour anything edible without the slightest fuss. With their bellies full, the pigs roll around in the dirt, soak in muddy puddles, and doze under the afternoon sun, as if indulging in a natural spa day right in the heart of the oak forest. Once they're big enough, the pigs graduate from the barns and step into a life of freedom among the oak forests, a crucial phase that defines the signature richness and flavor of Jamón Ibérico. Their main food source at this stage is acorns, but there's an interesting detail. Acorns grow on branches 4 to 6 meters high. Since pigs can't climb trees, how do they get them? Farmers use long sticks to knock the acorns down, while the pigs eagerly wait below, ready to enjoy the acorn rain as it falls. But eating isn't all they do. The pigs must keep moving as they forage, turning mealtime into a natural daily workout. This constant activity strengthens their legs and muscles, creating firm, flavorful meat with beautiful marbled fat, the hallmark of Jamón Ibérico's worldwide reputation. After around 14 to 18 months, once the pigs reach their ideal condition, they are taken into processing to be turned into premium products, the most renowned of which is Jamón Ibérico. On the same day, they are transported to processing facilities where every step is carried out swiftly, yet with meticulous care and precision. The hind legs, the primary cut used for jamón, are carefully trimmed, with excess fat and skin removed in preparation for the salting stage. Other parts, such as the front shoulder, paleta, loin, and tenderloin, are deboned and separated for different uses, including making sausages and cured meats. Once sorted, the lean cuts are hung on large trays and moved to the sausage processing area. When made from Iberico pork, these sausages are known as chorizo iberico, a traditional Spanish delicacy. In the production process of chorizo iberico, the pork is first finely ground using high-capacity industrial machines capable of processing hundreds of kilograms per hour. The evenly shredded meat is then transported along a conveyor belt and arranged into piles, ready for the seasoning stage. Spices such as salt, paprika, and garlic are sprinkled directly onto each batch of meat, which is then transferred to a large industrial mixer with rotating blades. This mixing process ensures a uniform, flavorful blend where all ingredients are evenly incorporated. Next, the seasoned meat is moved to a specialized mixer, where it is combined with Iberico pork fat and traditional spices, creating a rich, juicy texture and the signature bold flavor. The mixture is continuously blended for 1 to 2 hours until it reaches the perfect level of smoothness, elasticity, and consistency, ready for casing. Cleaned pork casings are attached to an automatic stuffing machine, where the meat mixture is pumped in at a consistent pressure, forming chorizo links with uniform length and diameter. Once stuffed, the sausages are hung on trays and moved into fermentation and curing chambers, where the temperature is maintained between 12 and 16 degrees for a period of 4 to 12 weeks. During this stage, the sausages develop their signature aroma, while the meat inside gradually firms up, resulting in the perfect texture, fragrant, flavorful, and irresistibly rich. Finally, the chorizo sausages are packaged and distributed to the market, typically priced at around $20 per piece. Now let's dive into the process of creating the finest Jamón Ibérico. The pork legs are placed on a conveyor belt to begin the next stages of preparation. Here, skilled workers use sharp knives to carefully remove part of the skin and outer fat layer. This step not only reshapes the leg, but also allows the salt to penetrate more evenly during the upcoming curing phase. Every cut requires absolute precision. Even the slightest mistake could affect the final quality. After this initial trimming, each leg is tagged with a unique barcode, allowing for full traceability and quality assurance throughout the entire production process. After preliminary processing, the pork legs are transferred to the salting area. Here, pure sea salt is evenly applied to each leg, either through an automated system or by hand. With machines, the salt is distributed with precision. In traditional methods, skilled artisans meticulously rub the salt by hand, adjusting to the unique shape of each leg. Regardless of the method used, the goal remains the same: for the salt to penetrate deeply, evenly, and appropriately, forming the foundation for the harmonious, rich flavor of Jamón Ibérico. Once the hams have been coated with salt, they are moved into a specialized pressing system equipped with pressure rollers. Inside the machine, each ham is gently compressed between 2 conveyor belts and passed through a series of rollers, ensuring even pressure across the entire surface. This step helps the salt penetrate deeper into the layers of meat while maintaining the ham's uniform shape and structure. Next, the hams are automatically transferred to the salting chamber, a cold room maintained at temperatures between 1 degree Celsius and 5 degrees Celsius. Here, pure sea salt continues to be evenly sprinkled over the surface, both to preserve the meat and to develop the distinctive flavor of Jamón Ibérico. The stable cold environment allows the salt to slowly and evenly diffuse into the meat, gradually drawing out moisture without damaging the protein structure, laying a solid foundation for the curing stages that follow. The salting process typically lasts between 1 and 2 weeks, depending on the weight of each ham, and is carefully managed to preserve the integrity of the meat. Once completed, the Iberico hams move on to the cleaning stage, in preparation for the final curing phase. The hams are hung using ropes and moved via an automated conveyor system to the brushing station, where soft rollers gently remove any excess salt. Next, the hams are rinsed with cold water to wash away any remaining salt and thoroughly clean the surface. After rinsing, the hams are placed into a specialized pressing machine for shaping. This equipment uses durable plastic molds to gently compress the meat, enhancing its structure and evenly distributing the fat and lean muscle. Next, a skilled artisan lightly taps each ham's surface, a traditional technique used to detect internal voids or defects before moving on to the drying phase. The hams are then placed on trays and moved into enclosed chambers, marking the start of the drying phase, an essential step that determines both texture and flavor. During the first 90 days, the hams are kept in rooms with controlled temperature and humidity, maintained at around 3 degrees Celsius and 90% humidity. This environment allows the meat to dry gradually without losing moisture too quickly, helping preserve its natural tenderness and elasticity. This gradual transformation also helps form a natural outer crust, while the meat inside slowly develops a richer umami flavor. After 90 days, the hams are moved to the upper floors, areas with better air circulation and more stable temperatures. Here, they begin to interact with the outside environment in a carefully controlled manner. Artisan workers open windows and ventilation shutters in the attic chambers to allow sunlight and natural breezes to enter. The amount of light and airflow is adjusted throughout the day to prevent the hams from drying too quickly or unevenly. The goal of this stage is to allow sunlight and fresh air to gently complete the drying process, enhancing the signature aroma and texture, firm on the outside yet tender and flavorful within. After the natural drying process is complete, the ham is lowered and prepared for the next important step, applying fat. A thin layer of fat, usually refined pork fat or extra virgin olive oil, is evenly spread over the entire surface of the ham, with special attention given to the muscle areas. This creates a protective barrier that prevents air and moisture from escaping too quickly, avoiding excessive drying or cracking during the extended curing period. This layer of fat not only helps retain moisture, but also maintains the ham's tenderness and distinctive flavor, while adding an appealing glossy finish to the product. Thanks to this step, the ham can continue the curing and fermentation process perfectly, developing rich aromas and a firm yet tender texture, resulting in an exceptional eating experience when fully matured. In the extended curing phase, after being coated with protective fat, the Iberico hams are placed into curing cellars, dark, quiet spaces with strictly controlled conditions, ideal for continuing the natural fermentation process that lasts from 2 to 3 years. Throughout this period, the ambient temperature gradually rises up to 25 degrees Celsius, allowing moisture in the meat to evaporate slowly. On average, each ham loses about 1 kilogram in weight. Meanwhile, natural enzymes quietly break down proteins and fats into aromatic compounds, creating the distinctive, intoxicating aroma of Jamón Ibérico. If you ever notice white or green mold on the surface of these hams, don't worry. This is a completely natural and harmless phenomenon. In fact, it plays a crucial role in regulating humidity and developing the flavor. As the curing process approaches 2 years, expert tasters perform a sensory evaluation using a traditional technique known as kala. A small probe made from horsebone is inserted into several points on the ham. The artisan then smells the aromas released to determine whether the ham has reached optimal maturity. At the same time, other criteria such as the firmness of the meat, fat distribution, and overall color are also assessed. Only the hams that meet all these strict standards are certified as premium quality Jamon. Each ham that meets the quality standards after the long curing process is taken down from the cellar and moved to the final processing area, where every finishing step is carried out with care and precision. Here, each ham is branded with a traditional hot iron stamp, a symbol that clearly certifies its origin and premium quality. This mark holds legal value, but more importantly, it stands as undeniable proof of the years of patience, dedication, and expert craftsmanship behind each piece. After branding, every ham is clearly labeled with important details, including product type, year of production, region of origin, and relevant certifications. This final step ensures transparency, traceability, and consumer trust. Finally, the ham is wrapped in traditional wax paper or vacuum sealed using modern technology to optimally preserve its rich flavor and perfect texture throughout transportation and storage, ready to reach the customer at its absolute best. In addition to whole legs, Jamón Ibérico is also sold in smaller blocks or thin slices for consumer convenience. When preparing it for slicing, the outer layer of skin is first removed to expose the meat and eliminate any residual salt or impurities on the surface. The bone is then carefully extracted, either by hand or using specialized machinery, to ensure the meat structure remains intact and undamaged. Once deboned, the ham is pressed into a rectangular shape for easier packaging, and finally vacuum sealed to preserve its freshness and optimal quality. For sliced versions, modern cutting machines shave the ham into ultra-thin slices, almost translucent, while maintaining both texture and flavor. These slices are then transported by conveyor belt to an automated packing area, where the entire process is carried out quickly and with high precision. The entire operation takes place in a strictly controlled environment, with hygiene and temperature closely monitored to ensure every slice meets the highest quality standards. Thanks to this process, consumers can enjoy the distinctive taste of Jamón Ibérico in a convenient format, without sacrificing the essence of tradition. The most authentic way to enjoy Jamón Ibérico is by serving it in thin, even slices, arranged in a circular flower shape or layered neatly, garnished with a sprig of rosemary or a few olives to create a luxurious and irresistible dish. And that is the well-deserved conclusion to the journey. From a humble black Iberian pig to exquisite slices of Jamón Ibérico, the result of time, craftsmanship, and nature in perfect harmony. And if you're yearning to discover things that are both strange and irresistibly captivating, then follow me on a new journey to the desert land, where hidden treasures and unexpected wonders await to be revealed. Can you believe it? The animal famously known as the desert warrior, deeply associated with arid lands, was actually not born in the desert. Surprisingly, its ancestors once roamed the lush highlands of North America. Over millions of years of evolution and migration, camels gradually adapted and transformed, ultimately becoming the enduring symbol of survival in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Here's a fun fact. Up to 90% of people mistakenly believe that a camel's hump stores water, but in reality, it stores fat. This fat helps camels sustain their energy during long periods without food. When the hump starts to shrink, it's a sign that the camel is running low on energy and needs nutritional replenishment. Camels are truly the ultimate desert warriors, armed with 3 layers of eyelashes to fend off sand, powerful legs that carry them over 64 kilometers a day without tiring, ears that can detect distant sandstorms, and nostrils that filter out dust effortlessly, even while they're enjoying lunch. Under the blazing sun of the desert, the tall camels are gently guided, preparing for a special journey, starting with being lifted onto a specialized truck to leave their familiar arid homeland. The story begins on sun-drenched mornings at bustling ports that lie between the harsh borders of desert and sea. One by one, cargo ships arrive, carrying very special passengers, tall, majestic camels. Soon after, these camels are carefully loaded into specialized containers, bidding farewell to the burning sand dunes behind them as they head toward a new land where cutting-edge modern factories await. These camels are transported from traditional breeding regions in the United Arab Emirates to countries like Australia and several parts of Europe, where the camel milk industry is gradually emerging as a highly promising sector, attracting growing interest and major investment from around the world. Not only does the camel have a unique body structure, it also possesses a remarkable reproductive mechanism. Unlike many other animals, female camels do not ovulate on a regular cycle. They only release eggs in response to the presence and courtship of a male. This makes fertilization more complex, often requiring human intervention such as controlled mating schedules or artificial insemination. Pregnancy lasts up to 13 months and typically results in the birth of a single calf. In harsh desert environments, if not carefully monitored, the risk of the calf suffocating in the womb is real, with an estimated occurrence of about 1 in every 100 births. Yet, despite the challenges, newborn camels are surprisingly resilient. Within just a few hours of birth, they can stand, take their first shaky steps, and begin following their mother, ready to embark on their journey of survival in the unforgiving desert. After giving birth, a mother camel becomes the white gold factory of the desert, producing precious milk that sustains the entire herd. However, milking a camel is far from simple. Camels are highly sensitive animals. They only release milk when their calf is nearby. That's why, before each milking session, the young calf must be brought close to the mother to trigger her natural biological response. The person milking the camel must be gentle, patient, and attuned to the animal's emotions. Every movement must be calm and steady, as even a slight sense of stress or disrespect can cause the camel to stop producing milk immediately, rendering all efforts futile. In modern farms, this process is elevated with the support of standard livestock housing systems and automatic milking machines. The mother camels are placed in separate stalls in an orderly fashion to avoid overcrowding and reduce stress. Here, the staff gently cleans the teats with warm water and antiseptic solution, ensuring hygiene while helping the camels relax before the milking process begins. The automatic milking machine designed for camels has a special structure, with soft suction tubes that mimic the natural sucking motion of a camel calf. This system operates smoothly, gently, and quietly, effectively stimulating the milk glands without causing discomfort to the mother camel. After milking, the milk is transferred through a closed pipe system and directly into a cooling tank to maintain its freshness and prevent bacterial growth. While camel milk is praised as the golden milk of the desert, with a wide range of health benefits, many of its miraculous properties, such as curing autism and combating diabetes, remain in the realm of folklore rather than scientific evidence. Camel milk, after being quickly cooled in stainless steel tanks, is transported by specialized tanker trucks to the processing plant. Here, the milk goes through a multi-layer filtration system to remove any sediment and fine impurities before undergoing a high-temperature pasteurization process for a short period. This method helps to eliminate harmful bacteria while retaining the natural flavor and valuable nutrients of the camel milk. After the milk has been pasteurized, the bottling process begins with bottle cleaning. Empty plastic bottles are fed into the production line, flipped upside down, and sprayed with hot water or a high-pressure disinfectant solution. Each bottle is thoroughly sterilized to ensure no bacteria or impurities remain that could affect the milk's quality. Next, the bottles are moved to the filling station. Here, an automated filling machine pumps milk into each bottle with high precision. Bottles are positioned under the filling heads, where sensors and automated controllers ensure that each bottle is filled with the exact standard volume of milk, while minimizing any leakage or contamination during the process. Immediately after filling, the bottles are sealed using an automatic capping machine, which tightly secures the caps to prevent leaks. Finally, the finished bottles are transported to the plastic crate packing area. After packing, the products are moved into a temporary cold storage facility, awaiting shipment to distribution centers or supermarkets. In addition to bottled milk products, a portion of the processed camel milk is directed to the cheese-making area, a premium product line often associated with the elite and discerning gourmets. After careful pasteurization, the milk is enriched with specialized cultures and enzymes to initiate the natural coagulation process. Under ideal temperature conditions, the milk gradually thickens and forms a smooth, soft curd. Once the desired level of coagulation is reached, the curd is cut into small pieces, gently drained of whey, and placed into molds for shaping. The molds are then transferred to an aging room, where temperature and humidity are strictly controlled to cultivate the cheese's signature texture and flavor. After an aging process that can last from several days to a few weeks, smooth ivory white wheels of camel cheese are born. More than just an exotic delicacy, they represent the rare essence of a precious raw ingredient and refined craftsmanship, a true culinary gem from the distant deserts. At modern processing plants, camel meat is handled through a closed-loop system that strictly adheres to international food safety standards. Immediately after preliminary processing, the camel carcass is suspended on an automated conveyor system, moving smoothly and precisely through each stage of the operation. The carcass then continues along the processing line to the deboning section. Here, it is first split in half using a specialized cutting saw, then divided into major muscle groups such as the shoulder, thigh, and loin. The deboning process is carried out either by a high-precision mechanical blade system or by experienced technicians, ensuring the complete removal of bones, excess fat, tendons, and unwanted connective tissues. After being split in half, the two sides of the carcass are placed by skilled workers onto specialized work tables or moved along to the next conveyor belt for further breakdown. With the aid of professional cutting knives and cut-resistant gloves, they begin separating the meat based on the anatomical structure. Each movement is swift and precise, following the natural muscle lines and joint connections to maximize meat yield and ensure clean, well-shaped cuts that are easy to package. Premium cuts are separated and sent to specialized trimming or high-end packaging areas, while remaining portions such as lean trimmings or fat are collected for ground meat or processed food products. After being properly sorted and processed, the meat is transferred to the packaging area, where the entire process is carried out in a cold environment to maintain freshness. Depending on the intended use, the meat may be vacuum-packed, sealed in shrink-wrap trays, or placed in sterilized plastic bags. Automated packaging machines accurately weigh each portion and wrap it with specialized, leak-proof materials designed to protect the product. Once sealed, each package is labeled automatically with complete information: product name, meat type, weight, production date, expiration date, storage instructions, batch number, and a QR code for traceability. This packaging process not only preserves product quality, but also facilitates efficient storage and distribution. Portioned or ground meat products are also packaged in the same way. with predetermined weights according to standardized packaging formats, ensuring convenience for use and distribution, while also meeting food safety requirements and maintaining visual appeal on store shelves. Camels today are no longer just the iconic image of herds slowly crossing vast deserts. In modern farms, they live like professional athletes, with tailored nutrition plans, designated living spaces, and even daily schedules for exercise and rest. These farms are typically located in expansive, semi-desert regions with well-structured layouts and perimeter fencing. This setup provides camels with the freedom to move around while allowing for efficient management. The herds are systematically divided based on age, gender, and purpose, whether for milk production, meat, or breeding. Camels' primary diet consists of dry grass, alfalfa, grains, and fiber-rich mixed feeds. They don't eat large quantities at once, but they chew thoroughly, making their meals slow and quiet. Although they are known as masters of thirst, camels in modern farms are still provided with ample clean water daily, delivered through automated drinking troughs installed throughout the grazing areas. The journey of the camel ends not merely at its final destination, but as the beginning of new stories, where its value continues to unfold in unexpected and fascinating ways. Before the streamlined processes of today's modern factories, do you know where chicken tenders actually came from? Surprisingly, this iconic dish was born from a kitchen accident in the 1970s at the Puritan Backroom Restaurant in New Hampshire, when a chef mistakenly separated the tenderloin, the soft cut of meat beneath the chicken breast. He decided to bread it, deep fry it, and serve it. The unexpected flavor wowed diners with its juicy, tender inside and crispy coating. And from that moment on, the name chicken tenders was born. Although KFC didn't invent the dish, it was the brand that helped popularize chicken tenders around the world. Since the 1990s, they've added extra crispy tenders to their menu, and the item quickly gained popularity thanks to its convenience, easy-to-eat format, and the signature KFC flavor, made possible by a secret recipe that will be revealed in this video. And like every great story, the journey of chicken tenders begins on modern farms, where chickens are raised on a special nutritional regimen to develop thick, tender breasts and tenderloins, perfectly suited to become the star ingredient of one of the world's favorite dishes. Let's explore the world of modern poultry farms, where each baby chick is raised with a perfect blend of advanced technology and human dedication. Here, as soon as the hens begin laying eggs, an automated collection system jumps into action. The eggs gently roll onto conveyor belts, avoiding any damage, and are transported straight to inspection and sorting areas. Every day, thousands of eggs are collected with near-perfect precision, ready to enter the magical stage of incubation. Inside high-tech incubation chambers, where temperature and humidity are tightly controlled, the eggs are carefully rotated by automated machines to ensure the embryos develop evenly. And then, after 21 days of quiet anticipation, the first baby chicks break free and chirp their way into the world, carrying with them a promise of something special. The dream of one day becoming a legendary KFC fried chicken. The chicks are then transported to modern poultry farms, where they're raised in an ideal environment. The barns are spacious, clean, and lined with soft wood shavings to maintain hygiene and support easy movement. Advanced heating systems, infrared lamps, and calming blue lighting are used to maintain a stable temperature and reduce stress for the chicks. Protein-rich feed and clean water are always available through a fully automated 24/7 system. A smart ventilation system controls CO2 levels and humidity, minimizing the risk of respiratory illnesses. After just 5 to 6 weeks, or around 35 to 42 days, the chicks grow into fully developed broilers, ready for the final stage of their journey, heading to the processing plant, where their dream of making it onto a KFC plate finally comes true. When they reach the appropriate age, the chickens are gently gathered using advanced equipment, like robotic caretakers, with soft robotic arms and smart rotating brushes that carefully place them onto conveyor belts. This ensures the chickens line up smoothly and are swiftly guided into transport crates, ready for their journey to the processing plant. Once the chickens arrive at the processing plant, they enter a modern, highly optimized system designed to ensure quality at every step. Before moving on to the next stages, the chickens are given a rest period of 1 to 2 hours to reduce stress and stabilize their condition. After the resting period, the chickens are placed onto automated conveyor systems, where they go through advanced processing stages. Stunning is performed using either low-voltage electrical currents or CO2 gas, helping to minimize stress for the chickens while ensuring the processing is quick and efficient. After the initial processing steps, the chickens move through a hot water bath maintained at a temperature between 50 and 60 degrees Celsius. The purpose of this step is to loosen the feathers and outer layers, making the defeathering process easier and more effective. Here, a set of rubber fingers mounted on rotating shafts acts like skillful hands, using spinning motion and friction to remove feathers precisely and efficiently. Each rubber finger has a specific softness and flexibility, allowing it to reach tougher areas and remove coarser feathers without damaging the delicate skin underneath. Next, the chickens move on to the evisceration stage, where modern machinery is used to open the abdominal cavity and carefully remove the internal organs. This process ensures cleanliness while preserving the freshness and quality of the meat. After the chickens are cleaned, high-precision automated cutting machines swiftly and efficiently remove the feet, head, and other parts. These machines are highly adaptable, allowing them to accurately separate components like the neck, wings, thighs, and breast meat into individual portions while preserving the quality of the meat. These very parts go on to become the beloved fried chicken pieces served by KFC. Next, the chicken breast is carefully separated and handled with great precision. This step requires skill and accuracy, as the breast meat can be easily damaged if not processed correctly. Once separated, the breast is passed through a specialized skin removal machine. This machine operates with remarkable delicacy, gently peeling off the skin without harming the tender meat underneath, preserving its freshness and quality. After the skin is removed, the breast is then carefully cut away from the bone. This stage demands close attention to detail to ensure the meat remains intact without tearing or damage. Sharp blades and precise cutting techniques help extract clean breast meat with no bone fragments left behind. The result is a perfect, tender chicken breast, ready for the next stages of processing. During this process, the most tender part of the breast, known as the tenderloin, is also separated. Tenderloin is a juicy, flavorful, and nutrient-rich cut of meat located just beneath the breast. It is the ideal ingredient for creating delicious, tender chicken, thanks to its naturally tender texture and satisfying taste. Once the tenderloin is perfectly cleaned, it enters one of the most intriguing stages that has fascinated the world, coating with KFC's legendary 11-spice blend. While the exact recipe is kept securely locked in a safe, rumors have circulated about the inclusion of salt, black pepper, paprika, garlic, onion, mustard, and several other secret herbs. It's this meticulous blending and golden ratio that creates an unmistakable flavor, mildly spicy, savory, and irresistibly aromatic. Here, the chicken is coated with the exclusive dry batter, a mixture that has been carefully perfected to adhere evenly to the meat's surface. Depending on the product line, The chicken may be dipped in a wet batter before being coated again with the dry batter, resulting in an extra crispy texture. Finally, each piece of chicken is placed into an industrial pressure fryer, a special piece of equipment that helps maintain a stable temperature and ensures even cooking from the inside out. Thanks to this method, the outer crust turns golden and crispy, while the meat inside remains tender, juicy, and irresistibly fragrant, the signature addictive flavor of KFC that millions of people love. When it comes to chicken tenders, many people often confuse them with chicken strips or chicken fingers, but in reality, they are quite different. Chicken tenders are the tenderloin part, located just beneath the chicken breast, extremely soft, juicy, and naturally long-shaped. On the other hand, chicken strips are simply chicken breast sliced into long strips, more abundant, cheaper, but can easily become dry if not cooked properly. They may look similar, but once you taste them, you'll instantly know which one is the premium version. And when it comes to premium chicken tenders, you simply can't leave out the legendary dipping sauces. At KFC, there isn't just one, but an entire lineup of bold flavors. From honey mustard and smoky barbecue, to rich, creamy ranch and the signature comeback sauce. Mildly spicy, tangy, and seriously addictive. It's the sauce that elevates each crispy bite, turning a simple piece of fried chicken into a memorable experience. So if you think the chicken's good but missing something, chances are you picked the wrong sauce. Chicken tenders aren't just for dipping. Try transforming them into creative and exciting dishes. First, tuck them into a burger for a quick, well-balanced lunch. Looking for a healthier option? Cut them into bite-sized pieces and toss them into a salad, not only adding protein but also boosting your vitamin intake with fresh greens. Another convenient idea is to wrap them in a tortilla for an easy-to-go meal. And if you're a fan of Asian-style cuisine, just slice the tenders and stir-fry them with rice for a flavorful, unique chicken fried rice. No matter how you enjoy them, you'll feel the flavor explosion in every single bite. Chicken tenders may seem simple, but every bite is carefully crafted, from the cut of meat to the coating to the perfect frying temperature. Each piece is a crispy experience. How about you? When was the last time you had KFC chicken tenders? If it's today, then welcome back to the crispy world. No matter where it's produced, the journey of whey protein always begins on lush green pastures at dairy farms, where healthy cows, raised with the utmost care, produce high-quality fresh milk that lays the foundation for the extraordinary transformation that follows. When male calves are born, they are often not raised on their mother's milk like female calves. Instead, they are taken on a different path, sometimes becoming food or contributing to cheese production, where enzymes from their stomachs are used as rennet. It is a quiet yet familiar part of the agricultural cycle, where even the smallest lives play a role in the larger picture of nature and human activity. The milk then flows into storage tanks and is transported in insulated tankers to the factory, ready for the whey protein production process. When fresh milk arrives at the factory, it must pass a series of strict quality checks, like a quality passport, before being allowed into the production line. The journey begins in massive sterilization tanks, where the milk is rapidly heated to 72 degrees Celsius for a few seconds to eliminate bacteria, then quickly cooled to preserve its freshness and nutrients. From there, the milk moves into the cheese-making process, where whey, once considered a waste product, begins its transformation into the white gold of the fitness world. After pasteurization, the milk undergoes a magical transformation when rennet, a traditional enzyme specially extracted from the stomach of young calves, is added. Like a natural miracle, this enzyme causes the proteins in the milk to bind together, turning the ivory white liquid into a smooth, thick mass. In less than an hour, separation occurs. The thickened part is called curd. Once the milk has coagulated into a thick, jelly-like mass, sharp blades begin to move, slicing the curd into evenly sized pieces, about the size of small beans. This cutting process not only breaks the curd into smaller portions but also plays a crucial role in optimizing the separation of liquid, allowing the whey to drain more efficiently from the curd. Immediately after, advanced robotic arms begin to stir the mixture with smooth and precise motions. This continuous movement gradually causes the whey, a pale yellow liquid rich in protein, lactose, vitamins, and minerals, to separate from the solid curds. The stream of whey is passed through multiple layers of fine filtration to remove milk residues, bacteria, and impurities, leaving behind only a clear, clean liquid. Next, the whey is quickly pasteurized at a temperature of 72 to 75 degrees for about 30 seconds, ensuring microbiological safety and preparing it for the next processing stages. Next, the liquid whey is sent into an evaporation system to remove excess water. This process is carried out at low temperatures to preserve the delicate structure of the proteins. Once the desired concentration is reached, the whey moves into a specialized drying chamber, where alternating streams of hot and cold air rapidly remove the remaining moisture. The result is an ultrafine whey protein powder with extremely low humidity, ideal for long-term storage, easy blending, and optimal nutritional quality. Once the whey powder is completed, it is screened to remove any large particles, then thoroughly blended to ensure uniformity. Before packaging, the product must pass a series of strict quality tests, including protein content, moisture level, solubility, and microbiological safety. Only the batches that meet all standards are allowed to proceed to the next stage. The qualified whey powder is transferred to storage, then moved to the weighing and batching area. All the powder is sieved through a 2mm mesh to achieve uniform fineness, ensuring an efficient and consistent blending process. Next, the whey powder is blended with flavorings such as vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, or caramel, depending on each product's formula. This process takes place in giant rotating drums that can produce over 10,000 packets of whey per day, operating continuously 24/7. After the blending process is complete, the whey powder is transferred into large hoppers, which act as holding stations, readying the product for packaging. From there, an automated filling system precisely and efficiently dispenses the powder into individual containers. For products packaged in jars, each empty jar is placed onto a conveyor belt and moves steadily toward a precision weighing station. Here, the system carefully measures and fills the exact amount of powder required for each unit, with accuracy down to the gram. Immediately afterward, a small plastic measuring scoop is automatically dropped into the jar, ready for consumer use. The jars then move directly to the labeling area, where product labels are applied to each jar neatly and evenly, ensuring that important information such as the brand, nutritional content, and usage instructions are clearly displayed. Next, a protective ring is applied to the jar's mouth, and it is heat-sealed tightly, creating a secure barrier that prevents moisture and bacteria from entering. This process helps protect the powder inside, keeping it dry, clean, and ensuring optimal quality throughout its shelf life. For pouch packaging, the process begins with a roll of pre-printed film, which is fed into an automatic pouching machine. The machine then shapes the pouch, seals the bottom securely, and automatically fills it with whey protein powder with high precision. Once the pouch is filled, the top is heat-sealed, creating a perfect protective barrier to prevent moisture and keep the powder dry. This process occurs continuously, quickly, and with utmost accuracy, ensuring that each pouch meets the highest quality standards. Finally, the finished products are carefully packed into cartons, ready to leave the factory and begin their journey to consumers around the world. Each carton carries a commitment to quality and care, ensuring that pure nutrition reaches every corner of the globe. And did you know? Sometimes, the simplest things can make the biggest difference in an elderly person's health. As we age, muscle loss becomes more common and the immune system gradually weakens. But here's the good news. Just 1 glass of whey protein a day can help older adults maintain muscle mass, recover better after illness, and even improve bone health. No need to mix it like a gym enthusiast. Simply stir whey into porridge, smoothies, or milk in the morning. However, don't forget to consult a doctor before using it, because health always deserves careful attention.